What's one of the worst things that happened to the economy today? You know what it is? It's when jobs woke up and realized they did not need as many employees as that they did before. And I'm talking about massive, 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 massive layoffs. You look at FedEx, UPS. Remember UPS when they was protesting about their wages? They wanted better pay when they already had good pay. But the thing is, they was negotiating, and when they negotiated, they didn't negotiate it to be way higher wages than previous before when they was already making a lot. Well, guess what? What happened? UPS then did layoffs 2 times, 2 runs. Right behind them, not behind them, you had Google. Now, recently, Microsoft. Then you had FedEx last week. What is that telling y'all? I'm going to tell you what it's telling you. Just remember, just yesterday, well, not literally yesterday, but I said yesterday, when people were talking about quitting their jobs, the quiet quitting, remember those days, right? Remember those days, right? We ain't forget, right? I hope we ain't forget. Because those quiet times that people thought that it was cool to just quit their jobs, and then jobs were just sitting up there. They was up there looking at their employees, and they like, you know what, we're going to up the salary. We're going to do these things. We're going to open up more benefits for you. What ended up happening? Now the economy done crumbled. Why? Because the price was not there. That price that was being paid out wasn't there already. It was just to keep people put because it was a high profitability when the pandemic happened. And then when the pandemic ran out, and then all of a sudden things kind of like settled, that's when everything just changed. And that's when you realize that we are not in the world of taking care of people anymore. And I'm talking about how government's looking at things. They're like, yo, we're not taking care of people anymore. We're not doing these things. We're not giving out the same benefits that we were before. It's a new day. And the new day has already started because you're seeing people now looking for jobs and they can't even find them. And it's not that they're not out there. What's happening is it's jobs out here, but the jobs are now being more picky. It used to be a time where you could have a bunch of employees working at a place. Well, that stops. And the reason why that stopped is because one employee is doing almost the job of 2 to 3 people. You think I'm lying? You look at some of the places you go to. Believe me, I deliver. So I get a chance to see a lot of these companies from the office to the warehouses. And it depends what kind of work you're doing. And that's the kind of work I do. I deliver. But I got a relationship with some of the places. And you able to see how the places are being ran today. And one of the things that's stopping a lot of people from making money is the employees. Like the way they put out money when it comes to like the employees. Overtime. Those are the signs. When they start cutting overtime, that's a problem. And that's a big problem because when you start cutting overtime, that means that you're not looking to put money out for anybody that's staying after work to get more hours, to put more work in, just to get products out the door. They don't care. They don't care. And the reason why they don't care because the profitability is a lot higher. Like if you look at like anything in the market, let's just take cars for instance. You ever notice they're not selling the cheap cars no more? They selling a vehicle that's basically the third of a price that's higher. Like, say for instance, like a vehicle is going for 45 to 50 something thousand. They're not putting them on the production line. They selling the vehicle that's going for 60 and 70 and plus. Reason why is because they like, look, people are already not buying vehicles like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push the higher tier vehicles out the door, make a little bit more money even though we're losing, but the profitability is a little bit more better. It's better on this one vehicle. We sell at least 10 of these. At least we're seeing a progress on the output of the vehicles that we are making money on. And I don't know how it makes sense, but at the same time, people are financing these cars, even though the repo market is high. But it just goes to show you that this layoff thing is not a trend. It's real life. And this is a real life that people are living right now. Them days of thinking that you had leverage on your job, you thinking that you can just say whatever you want at your job, thinking that you can just be like, well, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to tolerate this. Well, guess what? If you're not going to tolerate it, let them know right there. Let them know to their face so they can go ahead and offer you today. Jobs are no longer committed to making sure their employees feeling comfortable. And it's not that they're in the wrong. It's that people done ran it into the ground. When you protest and you say all the things in the world about your job, I don't get paid enough, I'm not being treated fairly, I do this type of work and I feel as though I should be compensated better, I feel what I want, I deserve. Guess what? Jobs ain't playing that game no more. You ever go in somebody's house and tell them, I feel as though I should be comforted a lot better when I walk through your door, when I walk through your home, that you provided for yourself, and you open your doors up for people. You think when you walk into that person's home, they need to feed you. When you leave their home, you need to be well clothed. You need to leave there full. You need to feel like that they're committed to you when you walk to that person's home. No, everybody's not treating you that way, and neither they should. We're in the market now where as though people are tired of people. And you know what happens when people are tired of people? They start to cut them. It's a ruthless world we live out here today. But guess what? It ain't nothing more ruthless than the people that feel as though they need to be rewarded for something that they feel as though they deserve. A lot of us think we deserve. I think I deserve to hit the lottery. I also think I deserve to have at least 95% of my money, or 99% of it, rather than paying taxes. I think I deserve to have more money given back to me when I file taxes. I think I deserve a lot of things out here, but it don't quite play out that way. And it's not going to play out that way, because the things you think you deserve, it don't matter. What matters is what makes money and what makes sense. And what makes sense is people are tired of the bullshit. People are tired of people thinking that they can say whatever they want. Clock in, even though you're not a slave to your job. A lot of people do say they're a slave to their job. They're not. You're not. It does feel a little biased and unfair. It feels that way. Keyword, it feels that way. That you are being paid less than what you should be getting. Like you should be making more. I feel that way. I feel. Keyword, I feel. But doesn't make it true. A job can only pay you accordingly to the job that you're doing and also the revenue that they're actually bringing in. I can't pay you $1 million if I'm only bringing in 2 million. No, it's not how that works. It's a lot of overhead that goes out to when the money comes in. Remember, the boss has to get paid, and along with the marketing team and all the things down the ladder, and then the worker. The worker are the last to get paid. I don't know if anyone ever told y'all that. The worker's the last to get paid. So I know this layoff thing seemed very scary, because it is scary. But I think that a lot of people need to kind of think before they open their mouth and start talking about their jobs, talking about how unhappy they are. I'm going to tell you something. You might want to think twice before you open your mouth and start talking reckless like that. Because one thing is for certain. Once someone gets wind that you talking negative about your job and it gets back, tick tock, your days are numbered. Peace.